Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Janita speaking, and I'm going to show you how to do our legal practitioner engagement methodology on Draftworx. So first of all, this is the new attorney trust audit methodology. Okay, so the OBA issued a new guidance letter, and now it is referred to as legal practitioner engagement. So first of all, we have this basic section 10, which is our engagement and team setup. As you all know from previous videos, that in working paper 10.00, you need to document your conclusion that you accept or decline the engagement. Then you can assess the firm's independence. You can also assess individual team member independence. 10.05 is where you now assess and document the assurance, skills, and independence of your entire team. You also have the ability to calculate materiality and then our illustrative engagement letter. Please note you do not have to use our illustrative engagement letter. You are more than welcome to do your own and just link it into your file. So this is quite basic. Now we want to get to the more specific regulated work to be done. Okay, so first of all, we have our understanding the business. In here, there are quite a few fields that need some documentation. For example, the nature of the business, the software system used, etc. These questions are quite basic. From here on is where now, based on certain rules and acts applicable to the engagement, you need to do specific documentation. All these rules and acts is guided by the questions you've answered in working paper 12. So working paper 12, I quickly want to show you, is where you now need to say which rules and acts is actually applicable to this client. Cool. So now you can say the first one, yes, it is applicable. Secondly, that one is applicable. And you can work through all of them, reading all the rules and then indicating which is applicable. You could also have the function here to sign off that you were the one responsible for selecting this rule as being applicable to the entity. On the second sheet, the risk procedures sheet, now we have the identified assurance engagement risk. We also have the rule requirement as you've indicated. Now we have a level of risk associated to this rule of 4. Based on the OBA guidance issued, we now have responses to assessed assurance engagement risks, and these were just extracted from that guidance provided. If you would like to perform it, you have some references included here. So for example, this procedure is to be performed on working paper 11.00, which is this working paper that I've already showed you. So this is just a quick reference. If that working paper 11.00 is complete, now Bob's your uncle and your work is done. However, there are certain things that is going to be performed in a working paper program or an audit program in inverted commas. So here you will see yes, that is to be performed based on your selection that this rule is actually applicable to the entity. And where is it going to be performed? This is going to be performed in working paper 20. After working through this entire working paper, ensuring that everything you understand and you are happy with, that this is to be actually performed, then you can move on to the next steps. And these are located here, laws and regulations. This is where you need to document the applicable laws and regulations pertaining to this entity. This specific laws and regulations is only for laws and regulations that has a financial impact or a possible financial impact on the entity as a whole. So please keep that in mind. Otherwise, you can go haywire and don't necessarily know where to draw the line. So it's only acts applicable that has a financial impact on the entity. If all my planning is done, I can now move on to perform the work, the actual field work. And this is quite easy. Going back to working paper 10.00, please ensure that there is conclusions indicating that you have accepted the engagement. Then moving to the methodology tab at the top, you can now indicate, please populate my working paper programs. And this will now get populated based on the sections you found applicable. You will see here is an additional menu item 20 to 29, which is the procedures database. Cool. So in here you have an index and a program for every section to be performed. Opening up this program, you will see the following. So based on the questions that you've answered and the indication of which rules are applicable and to be performed, we now have certain procedures that's pre-populating for you. You have to read the procedure, interpret it, perform the work, include the work into this file, reference to work done, provide comments if necessary, and sign it off with our initials and date function. Each and every procedure now needs to be worked through and the work to be performed done completely and linked in order for this audit program to be signed off as being complete. Okay. The audit programs look and feel exactly the same. There's nothing funny and odd between them. It's just basic indication and providing a template for you to document and to perform the work. So we're actually just guiding you and helping you move through this engagement and doing everything that should be done. Okay, next up, after the fieldwork is done, after all the issues have been addressed, the file is prepared completely, you now reach the finalization stage. So the finalization stage is where you now need to actually perform and prepare a trust report. Okay, so this can be done here, very easy. Management representation letter, should you require a template, can be done here. Subsequent events, reportable irregularities, and of course our management report template where you can provide management with some recommendations for any issues that you've encountered. Okay, so very easy. I'm not going to work through the entire finalization section with you guys as it's pretty much straightforward, and also the finalization depends on the results you've obtained from executing the work. Okay, so that is our legal practitioners engagement in a nutshell. I hope this helps. And then if you require any specific guidance further, please log onto our remote support function. There we go, to get some assistance. Cool. Hope to see you guys again soon.